Hi, it's Jon Mitchell, Mayor of New Bedford, and this is another installment of the Mayor's Weekly Update. So let's start as we have recently, and that is with a COVID update. So the cases in the city are going down slowly, not as certainly not as fast as we'd like, but they are going down. And what we anticipate is that this trend will continue. We've seen a downward trend generally in around the country right around now, but the concern is that as the weather gets colder, people will start heading indoors and then transmission rates will start to go up again. So again, you've heard it from me before, it bears repeating again and again, the vaccines work. I encourage you to get your vaccine, talk to your doctor about it, and get the medical scoop on whether you should be taking it. Secondly, this is really important. This relates to the vaccinations. The state has informed us that they are pulling out of a number of the vaccine programs that they've had in place here. These include some of the clinics, most of the clinics around the city, as well as the so-called block-to-block program that they've had in place for a number of months now, where folks go out and knock on doors to encourage residents to get vaccinated. We're disappointed in this, and we'll have updates on where you can get your shots up on the city's website. We'll push it out through social media. We'll make announcements on cable. People should know where they can go to get their shots. The obvious places are with your medical provider, as well as some of the most of the pharmacies around the city and around the region. So that's still available to you. Well, to the extent that there are going to be clinics that remain in place, we'll let you know exactly where those are, and those include opportunities to get booster shots. The next thing I want to talk about is something that developed with the federal government this week, and that was the announcement by the Biden administration that the marine monument was going to be reestablished in the Atlantic Ocean. This is an area where New Bedford fishermen fish. There's not a lot of fishing there, but there are certain specific fishing companies, some of the tuna boats, and more particularly the crab boats that we have in the port that go out there, and there are people's jobs, frankly, that rely on the landings from those areas. This was a matter going back 5 years or so that I've been very closely involved in, and I testified before Congress about the need to have a process in place to determine where in the ocean places should be set aside, if at all, for ecological study. Had concerns that this decision hadn't gone through as rigorous of a process as it should have. So we are disappointed in the current decision, the decision that was just made to reverse the last administration's decision, to reverse the Obama administration's decision. It's become a political football, and my concern is it's become a political football at the expense of New Bedford fishermen, and that greatly concerns me. So we're going to continue to press our point that in the future these decisions have to be made with scientific rigor and with the input of fishermen. And I just wanted everybody to know that, because this has played out in a fairly complex way on policy grounds and in the political arena over the last few years. A couple of other things. We have a municipal election coming up on the first Tuesday of November. Just about all city offices are on the ballot, so I encourage people to get out there and vote. And you'll see notices about early voting. That's coming up too, so you can do it conveniently. Absentee ballots will become available soon. So, let's talk this up. It's been somewhat of a sleepy campaign season, but there are important electoral decisions for the voters of our city to make. So we really want people to show up, to participate, so that we have the best outcomes possible with the broadest amount of input. The last thing I want to say is that next week's my State of the City address. I will be doing it remotely again. Ordinarily, it turns out that our State of the City address, the Mayor of New Bedford's State of the City address, historically has been the second biggest one attended one in the state after Boston. We usually get, up almost sometimes over 500 people at those events, and it's a great event, something that I've always looked forward to. It's just a little tricky now to getting, obviously because of the pandemic is still going on, still lingering, to get 500 people in the same indoor space as we usually would. So like I did last year, I'll be doing it from in a televised way. So look for that tomorrow, look for that next week, and tune in. You'll have opportunities to see it on cable thereafter as well. It'll be replays of the whole thing. So I just encourage people to watch, because we really want to make sure that people are getting a sense of the direction of the city, the decisions that are being made concerning COVID and concerning our emergence from COVID, all important stuff for you to know. So I look forward to delivering that address, and until then, we'll see you later. This has been the Mayor's Weekly Update.